If you've tried to start a budget and it keeps collapsing after a week, you're not broken. Your system is. Most people treat budgeting like a spreadsheet contest or a test of character. In real life, budgets fail for the same reason diets fail. They depend on the best version of you showing up every day, even when you're tired, rushed, or overwhelmed. The fix isn't guilt or a new app. It's 5 very simple design moves that turn budgeting into something your month does automatically, almost without your attention. No bullet points, no doom. Just a practical, humane plan you can install tonight that makes budgeting behave like a habit you barely notice. Begin by redefining what budget even means. A classic budget asks you to predict your month perfectly, negotiate with yourself all the time, and then feel bad when life refuses to follow the cells. Habit budgeting flips the direction. It doesn't try to control every purchase, it choreographs cash so your ordinary week, messy, human, unpredictable, still results in the right outcomes. You're going to feel this as calm before you see it as numbers. Late fees disappearing, fewer panicked dinners, bills drafting on time, and a small pile of money that finally sits still long enough to help you breathe. The 5 tricks below aren't tactics you do once, they're rails you install so your finances run even when you're not at your best. The first trick is to stop budgeting from a single bucket. When your income lands in the same account your card uses for groceries, rent, ride shares, and late-night feelings, your plan and your impulses are roommates, and the impulses eat first. Professional households that budget without thinking about it all have the same quiet choreography. Income lands in a staging account that has no card attached. In the first week of each pay cycle, a bills-only account drafts your non-negotiables: housing, utilities, basic phone, transport, insurance, and minimum debt payments. The day after payday, tiny drips refill labeled pockets for the predictable irregulars that pretend to be emergencies: tires and service, co-pays, gifts you actually give, school or kid activities, travel, and the winter energy spike. Every Friday, a weekly spending card refills with the amount that carries groceries and everyday life. On payday, a small savings transfer pays your future first. It feeds a sleep fund until it hits your first target, and after that, it continues at a smaller drip alongside investing you can explain in a sentence. This is not a spreadsheet party, it's plumbing. Plumbing beats personality because it runs when you're tired. The habit isn't be perfect. The habit is let the calendar move money, not my mood. Once your money flows like this, you have a budget even if you never open a budget app again. The second trick is to shrink the time horizon of your decisions. Most budgets fail because a monthly plan tries to survive weekly temptations. A month is too big for habits. A week is just right. That's why the weekly card refill is the heart of the system. Think of it as a prepaid envelope that resets on Fridays like a metronome. When the card is full, you buy groceries and ordinary life without overthinking. When it's empty, you eat from the freezer and pantry for a few days and let the refill arrive. No scolding, no starting over Monday, no hunting for willpower. This weekly cadence also converts your kitchen into a habit factory. 2 10-minute dinners on your freezer whiteboard, eggs and beans, and a base like fried rice or pasta that you can change with whatever is left will save you more than 1,000 coupons because they replace the exact nights you used to buy panic food. The weekly rhythm turns budgeting from an abstract promise into a practical loop your household can feel. Friday refill, 2 simple dinners, a list you can shop fast, and an eat me first bin in the fridge that stops leftovers from landfill. Your month stops being a hallway of alarms. It becomes a week you can carry. The third trick is to give your brain instant wins with a tiny scoreboard. Humans don't stick with habits that never pay off. It's why we abandon the gym when the mirror refuses to congratulate us in 2 weeks. Budgets die the same way. You can rescue yours by measuring the right things at the right cadence. Once a week, Friday is perfect, open a note called Scoreboard and update 5 lines in under 2 minutes. Sleep fund depth, savings rate for the year to date, debt balance slain since last month, investing contributions since January 1, and late fees avoided this quarter. If you're working on income, add one more. One useful thing shipped this week and the number that proves it mattered. Minutes saved, refunds reduced, revenue added, errors prevented. That's it. No charts unless you enjoy them. This scoreboard does 3 jobs. It proves progress even when the market is sideways. It rewards behaviors you control, and it reminds your brain that the plan is working now, not in 10 years. When your nervous system gets a weekly good job, it will stop trying to buy that feeling with midnight shopping. The fourth trick is to build friction where you overspend and remove friction where you underspend. Budgeting isn't morality, it's environment design. Move shopping and food delivery apps off your home screen. Turn off push notifications for anything that isn't a human. Hide your brokerage app if your thumb trades when your heart is loud. Use your banking app to rename accounts so tired you can't mess this up. Staging, Rails, Bills Only, Sleep Fund, Weekly Card. Create a 30-minute cooling off rule for purchases over a threshold you choose, and a no saved cards rule on sites that tempt you. At the same time, reduce friction for the good stuff. Put your phone charger outside the bedroom so mornings begin with water, light, and a 2-minute glance that your transfers ran. Keep your grocery list on the fridge or in a shared note so anyone can add to it without ceremony. Batch errands into one loop. Keep a trunk or backpack kit, water, snack, charger, small towel, bandage, a spare 20, so detours stop charging tolls. Budgeting becomes habitual the moment your environment makes the right choice easier than the wrong one. The goal is not to become a different person, it's to make your current self the path of least resistance. The fifth trick is to bribe your habit with joy and protect it with rules you wrote on a calm day. People blow up budgets because joy has to sneak in at midnight. Give it a seat at the table. Put a small joy line and a small generosity line into your plan and make them sacred. 2 matinees, a picnic with friends, a cheap train to see someone you love, budget for them out loud like adults. When joy and giving exist on schedule, you stop renting them at 24% APR. Then add a few guardrails that keep the rails on. Install a never miss twice clause. If you blow a week, you catch up next Friday and move on without writing a story about your character. Create a 90-day quiet period for raises, refunds, and windfalls so lifestyle can't upgrade faster than your plan. And write a 1-sentence investing policy you can obey while tired, own the world cheaply through a broad low-cost fund, contribute on paydays, rebalance on your birthday and half-birthday, do nothing else unless you rewrite the policy while calm, so your budget doesn't get torched by headline moods. Joy buys compliance, guardrails buy survival. Together, they make the habit durable. If these moves feel simple, that's the point. Habits don't survive complexity. But simplicity doesn't mean small results. To show you how quickly these rails change your month, let's walk into 3 ordinary rooms where budgeting turned from a performance into a reflex because the environment changed, not the people. Picture a nurse in her late 20s who keeps getting ambushed by late fees and delivery guilt. Her life is shifts, fatigue, and the feeling that she's always 2 steps behind. She installs Rails in one evening. Pay lands in a staging account. Week 1 drafts rent, phone, transit pass, insurance, and minimums from a bills-only account. The day after payday, small drips refill tires and service, co-pays, a gifts pocket, and a December travel sync. Every Friday morning, her weekly card refills with a number that fits reality, not optimism. She writes eggs and beans and fried rice with a fried egg on a freezer whiteboard. She moves her phone charger out of the bedroom and adds a tiny investing drip on payday so the habit exists while the sums are small. She cancels 4 subscriptions during her first rebuy ritual. Nothing about her salary changes. Everything about her month does. Late fees disappear. Delivery goes from default to sometimes. Her sleep improves. The feeling she calls dread is replaced by a quieter feeling she doesn't recognize at first. Room to choose. That's budgeting as a habit, not a spreadsheet. Now a teacher with 2 kids whose affordable suburb quietly costs a fortune. 2 cars, long commutes, a kitchen that photographs beautifully, and weekends that evaporate into logistics. He treats proximity as a budget category. He rents near school and groceries and replaces a second car with a small cargo e-bike for local loops. Insurance and fuel shrink, time expands. He installs Rails and the Friday refill. He shops on foot with a list and uses a freezer board to plan 3 anchor dinners and 2 emergency 10-minute meals. He productizes curriculum map in a week, books 2 Saturdays a month, and posts before and afters with permission. The receipts buy him a better room at work because his outcomes are legible. The budget habit isn't about self-denial. It's about a week that doesn't need rescuing with money. His savings rate climbs because distance tax fell and chaos stopped billing him.
A self-employed designer rides feast and famine.
uses investing apps like mood rings, and self-medicates chaos with gear. She becomes her own payroll. Invoices land in staging. Taxes skim to a fenced account the day money arrives. The bills account fills. A savings drip runs. The same safe Friday number arrives at her weekly card from a buffer, regardless of which client paid. She rewrites her offers into 2 productized outcomes with deposits and pause clauses so no one rents her calendar. She documents handoffs so a helper can win without reading her mind. She sets a 2-fund allocation and removes trading apps from her home screen. She adds a joy line and a 90-day quiet period for windfalls. 3 months later, her revenue isn't dramatically higher. Her experience of her life is. Budgeting went from something I should do to something my week does. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, but what do I do tonight? Give yourself a ceremony that turns intention into gravity. Rename 2 accounts in your banking app: Staging, Rails, and Sleep Fund. Open or repurpose a bills-only account. Schedule 4 moves to fire without your permission. Week 1 drafts for non-negotiables. Day after payday drips for tires and service, copays, gifts, school and activities, travel, and the winter energy spike. A Friday morning refill for your weekly card. And a tiny savings drip that feeds the sleep fund until it hits your first target. Move your phone charger out of the bedroom so mornings belong to water, light, and a 2-minute check that your plan ran. Put a whiteboard on your freezer and write 2 10-minute dinners you'll actually cook. Build a friction kit for your bag or trunk. Water, snack, charger, small towel, bandage, spare 20, so detours stop charging tolls. Open a note labeled scoreboard and set up those 5 lines you'll update on Fridays. Text one person you trust and invite them into a tiny money council. Policies, not balances. Plans, not performances. Then stop. Let Friday arrive. Listen for quiet. The transfers run, the bills draft, the sinks drip, the card refills, dinner happens twice, the scoreboard moves a millimeter, and nothing dramatic occurs. That quiet is your first dividend. While the rails do the heavy lifting, don't forget the psychology that keeps habits alive when life gets loud. Your brain needs immediate feedback more than it needs perfect math. Each time you do your Friday ritual, buy a small, planned treat on purpose so rebellion doesn't sneak in later. Keep your scoreboard so bite-sized progress is visible. Use a never miss twice clause to convert I messed up into I restarted, which is the only behavior that matters long-term. Treat budgeting like brushing your teeth. You would never say, I brushed extra on Tuesday so I can skip Friday. The power comes from the repetition, not the intensity. And speak kindly to yourself. Shame is not a budget category, it's a leak. Calm is free, and it compounds faster than any coupon. The 5th trick, the one that makes the others sticky, is to connect your budget to a story you like living. A budget without a purpose feels like a diet with no wedding. But a budget that funds verbs you love, music you play, people you cook for, walks with names, work you're proud to ship, will survive Tuesdays. Write down 3 small things your budget is going to buy you in the next 8 weeks that aren't objects. 5 early morning walks, 2 dinners cooked for friends, a day trip you'll remember. Put them on the calendar. Budgeting creates energy not by subtracting happiness, but by subtracting friction so joy can show up on time. When your days start to feel like the life you were trying to buy, the habit keeps itself. And if you do want to peek ahead, once the rails run for a season and your sleep fund hits target, you'll find that investing on dates with a simple, boring sentence becomes easy because your budget is now a machine that feeds the future without drama. You'll contribute to a broad, low-cost fund, rebalance twice a year, and go outside. You'll realize budgeting wasn't a punishment. It was the choreography that gave your best self a fighting chance to show up, even on the messy days. Budgeting becomes a habit when your calendar, your kitchen, your phone, and your bank all point the same way. It becomes automatic when you stop budgeting feelings and start budgeting flows. It becomes durable when joy is scheduled and guardrails are written down. It becomes satisfying when your scoreboard proves every Friday that you're winning at the only game that matters, building a life you recognize and like. You don't need a new personality. You need rails, a week you can carry, 5 numbers, a kinder phone, and a little joy that shows up on purpose. Install those, and budgeting will finally feel like what it always should have been, a quiet habit that keeps its promises while you go live your life.